Many of you have already noticed that for some time now, I think I've been back from the United States like 3 or 4 weeks, and then maybe a couple of weeks before I left, that I wouldn't say I've ditched, I wouldn't say ditched my signature style that I spent, 20 or so years wearing, my U-shaped waistcoat, primarily single button jackets and stuff. So I've put aside my signature style, the three-piece suit. And I've been wearing double-breasted since I've been back from the United States. I think only one day I wore single-breasted since I've been back. And we're wearing double-breasted here and there before I left the United States those last few weeks. But primarily double-breasted. Why? Why? Because I spent like 2 decades developing that signature style that was so recognized, right? Everyone, I didn't even think of it as my signature style. People just, the amount of times randoms would message with that signature style, using the term that signature style, or something along those lines, and how many people would come to the store over the last decade and say that, oh bro, we want to get in your signature style, etc., etc. But the thing is that you can't let yourself be comfortable in life, right? You can't let yourself be comfortable. It's you've got to sometimes tear everything that you built, tear it down, and build again. So I'm experimenting with double-breasted, right? And yes, it is an experiment. I have 4 double-breasted suits that I've added to my armory, and we'll take it from there. But when it comes to double-breasted for you guys, this is what I say to people who come into my store. You need to wait a long time before you add double-breasted to your repertoire. You don't have to, but that's my advice. I've said it over and over again. Your first suit should be a black suit. Your second suit should be a dark blue suit. Your third suit should be a dark gray suit. Your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th should be either it's going to be black stripe, black check, gray stripe, gray check, blue stripe, blue check, okay? That's your first 9 suits for you. You're then going to add a very light gray. You're then going to add a light blue. So that's 11 suits already, right? You then want to add beige, green, dark green, brown, dark brown, and burgundy, dark burgundy. So that's 15 suits. So really what I'm saying is that you should only start double-breasted after you have 15 suits. Believe me, I had at least 30 suits before I moved to double-breasted and stuff. But that's genuine advice. It's good advice. You don't have to follow it. But I strongly don't recommend jumping into double-breasted unless you have a very secure base. Now, and a very wide base. Now, you may never jump in double-breasted, and there's no issue whatsoever, right? It is not the most pragmatic look, and it is definitely not the most pragmatic look if you don't have it tailored as well as mine, all right? Double-breasted has a life of its own, and unless you have a great physique like me and great tailoring like myself, it doesn't look awesome hanging open, and that's one of the drawbacks of it. It just doesn't look awesome hanging open. I think I look awesome all the time. But that's just me, and that's a reality, right? It's not going to be the case for everyone. And you're not going to always get it tailored well unless you come to me, right? I've just seen some disastrous double-breasted suits because they're not easy to fit. And when they are fitted well, and you see guys wearing double-breasted and it's fitted well, it's just like exquisite. You're like, guy or girl will look at the guy and be like, oh wow. You know what I mean? Like, that's just normal human reaction when you have such a great looking double-breasted suit. Everybody around you is just like, oh wow, it's so good. But it's very hard to master that fit. So whilst you're building your wardrobe, you don't need to worry about double-breasted. You don't need to think about adding double-breasted. They'll come much later, and if you need advice, you can DM me across any platform, okay? I'm happy to give advice, I mean that. Now, today we're gonna do one call to a client of mine in California. I believe he's in California, and I'm gonna show you, what the essence of a suit is. The essence of a suit is basically simplicity. The beauty of a suit is simplicity. And we're gonna take a look at a simplistic suit on the surface, but as we go in a bit deeper, you'll realize that it was stacked in my signature details, okay? And this client will be absolutely gift wrapped in my 4D fit and delighted once he receives it. So everybody help me to like and share the live. I would appreciate that. And let's get going. Hey buddy.
How are you? Good to see you.
I'm good. Are you back home?
I have a little beach cabin down on the central coast of California. So almost as soon as I got in, I drove down here because I needed a place that was much cooler than the Hong Kong climate you call home. I'm a delicate flower.
Is your partner with you?
She's going to be coming down tonight. So she had to do some work, but is going to be joining me soon. So look forward to having her join me here.
A couple of things. Number one, congratulations again on all your success. Okay. I think we live in an era where most of us I think almost all of us forget that success is a very attractive attribute. you know what I'm saying? And I admire success, and I think especially in your part of the world, right? And even, to an extent in my part of the world, right? I think definitely in your part of the world, right? People sort of hide their success because they really shut on, right? I think you can concur with this, wouldn't you?
I think that's fair.
Right? I think that's fair. And now even in Asia, that's sort of permeated. Whereas we know the foundation of the United States and the foundation of the Western world, the majority of the Western world, was success, climbing, building, right? Harvesting, okay, and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Asians were infected with that, and they took it into overdrive, right? And they measured themselves and everybody around them. It was just ingrained into Asian culture. And when we talk about Asia, we're talking about over half the globe, right? And when we talk about Asia and Asian culture and success, being a mark of Asian culture, success being very, very much a sought-after attribute in Asian culture. We're talking about massive population bases, 1.4 billion in India, 1.4 billion in China, 100 million in the Philippines, 100 plus million in Indonesia, 100 million in Japan, nearly 100 million in Korea, over 100 million in Bangladesh, 200 million in Pakistan, 70 million in Myanmar.
Absolutely.
I could go on and on. Huge population bases with the same intrinsic culture, right? Where success is very important, very valued. And I want to congratulate you wholeheartedly on your success. I'm super proud of you. You know what I mean? And I'm proud to have a friend like you. I enjoyed my brief time with you here in Hong Kong. It was sad that it was so brief. Also, I didn't want to make excuses while you were here, but I think I did mention to you that my aunt, who hosted me in Dallas, was actually staying with me. And hence, I took her for dinner that Saturday night, right? And I took her for lunch that Sunday. So I think I know that if she wasn't here, I would have invited you to dinner on Saturday, and I would have invited you to lunch on Sunday.
No need.
I'm not apologizing. I'm just telling you that I want you to. I want you to come back to Hong Kong, and if I don't have obligations, I'd be able to spend more time with you. But I think the time that we spent together was great. You know what I mean? It was.
No, I was glad to be able to catch up with you and hear where you are, and I would likewise congratulate you on what you've built.
Thank you.
Because it is hard work what you do. You're working every day diligently. You're facing headwinds that I couldn't imagine, and it's extraordinarily challenging. And you've built quite a brand for yourself, and I see that every day. So, kudos to you. It's not easy, and you've made a tremendous. You've made so much more out of the legacy that you were given, and that's not easy to do. And you could have chosen another path. So
and I think ultimately,
a tribute to you.
Intrinsically, that was my goal. Whether I don't think that feeling really materialized to the surface, or I self-analyzed it at all, because I never really looked at setting targets for myself. But I've been saying to myself, especially after my United States, or especially after traveling to Tokyo, to Osaka, to Dubai, and then to Dallas, and being so recognized, I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I've done this for 25 years. I'm done. I've done because I really rebuilt. I kept the business going 67 years.
Yeah.
I rebuilt the entire business into my persona, right? And I've done my stamp, right? I'm completely done, and I could walk away being extremely satisfied. You know what I mean? Because I took a business that I entered that was, I think, 43 years old. Took it on for another 24 years, and it truly is mine. You know what I mean? Whether it's contractually mine or not, that's irrelevant, right? It really is mine. Another thing that I was thinking about. So yesterday or the day before or something like that, the Chinese government handed out a massive fine to Pricewaterhouse. Okay, Pricewaterhouse China. I don't know if you picked up on this, and have banned them from taking on new clients in China for the next 6 months. Shortly before that, they gave a huge fine to, I think it was Deloitte or KPMG, and gave them a ban for 3 months on taking on new clients. We talked about your potential relocation, right? And we talked about 3 different cities: Hong Kong, Dubai, and Singapore, right? So just my own 2 cents is that Singapore is very squeaky clean, okay? And I know being based in Singapore, you wouldn't be just dealing with the Singaporean market, all right?
Right.
Dubai, like we discussed, is still very, very, very new, okay? Which means that there's a lot of potential there. But it also is a lot of unknowns, right? I don't know how you deal with Arabic governments, right? I'm not that well versed. They're not completely out of the shadows. When I say is that they're not completely transparent, right? We've heard about China for a very long time. We've heard about Singapore for a very long time. We understand how government works there. Doing business in the Arab world is exciting. It's scary, but it's also very new, right? I don't understand how it works. But what I will say in defense of Hong Kong, not in defense, but in, to add value to a move here, is that you are the gateway to an extremely mature, gigantic economy. You know what I'm saying? The business potential
it's
there,
massive.
the business potential there is just unrivaled. You know what I mean? Like right now, I mean, the only only country that could ever catch up is India, right? And stuff. But then China is not even anywhere near harvested, right? And it is still so massive.
There's a lot of potential promise.
So
Though I recognize all of the challenges, at least economically in Hong Kong, but I do think that, as you say, there's a huge, at least to some extent, untapped market. So if I were making the decision today, it would probably be Dubai. I think that has the most upside. But they're just the bottom line is I'm to the extent I do something new, I'm looking for something exciting and maybe international. So we'll see.
Great stuff. I wish you all the best in that. Now listen, aside from the fact that it was great to see you, it is astounding that I hadn't seen you for nearly 7.5 years. I cannot believe time went by so fast. I call it your red jacket. I know it's a dark jacket with red tones and stuff, but to me it's forever that red jacket. And whenever I thought of you, whenever you popped up on Insta, whenever we exchanged emails and messages and stuff, I always remember that jacket, and I call it the red jacket. But I cannot believe that over 7 years passed by, yet that jacket has stayed with me for so long. Are you still wearing it?
I do it. I wear it every holiday season. I get so many compliments on it, and I always tell them where I got it. Awesome. So it is a great advertisement for you, and I certainly say to anybody who's going to Hong Kong to go see you. So,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
I appreciate that. So the reason that I'm calling today is that because I know that we spent 2 great sessions with each other at my atelier, right? The fact that 7.5 years has passed, and the fact that we have a little bit of time on my side, and the fact that I'm the consummate professional, is I want to send you 1 suit first, okay? Which I will ship today, and 1 shirt first, and which you will receive probably on Monday, since it's the weekend on your time and my time. And then what I want you to do is, now if you're happy with it, I might have to do some changes based on your response, right? So, which means I would say ship it Monday, right? But when you receive it, I want you to put it on.
Okay.
And if it seems okay, right, then great, get it pressed. And you don't need to dry clean it. You just need to get it pressed. You can choose to dry clean it if you want. No issues whatsoever. I want you to start wearing it as much as possible. And I'll tell you why. Now, this is obviously not applicable to you, but if you watched bits of my monologue yesterday, right, you would have heard what I said, that all you need is 1 suit. And I use your suit as a model, right? You can wear that suit Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's no issues. What I'd like for you to do, and you could give me an answer after day 1 of wearing it, that Roshan, that's perfect, right? But I would like you to wear it as often as possible, and in sequential days, if possible, if I can burden you with that. And if there is any feedback that you want to give me, or if there is any video that you want to shoot that you're not sure about something, right? I would like that before I finish off the rest of the stuff and send it to you. And I think that's the best way forward. There's no point in me sending 1, 2, 3, 4 suits and a jacket if there would be even one quirk in them. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you were not satisfied with, right? And so I think it's better we do it this way. So I've sent you the easiest suit to use, which is the blue one. I'm going to send you the blue one, right? And I've sent you a white shirt as well. Nari, I'm sending you the white shirt as well, and I think it would be very easy for you to give me feedback based on those two things.
That's perfect. It's perfect timing. I have to defend a deposition on Wednesday, so I'll have some suit wearing obligations anyway. So it couldn't come at a better time.
Great stuff. And like I said, if it's perfect, we'll get it out today, and without a doubt, you'll have it before Wednesday. Okay. So I'm going to pass the phone to a colleague of mine. Okay. So I can talk freely.
Yep.
And if at any moment you can't see or hear me, you just holler. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And if there's anytime you want to interject, go ahead and just holler, okay? Because I won't be able to see you. So I'm just going to pass the phone to a colleague. I'm going to flip the screen right. You can see me just fine?
I can, yeah.
Okay, great stuff. So you got a glimpse of it yesterday, but here is your new blue suit jacket. And we're going to take a closer look. And I'm going to give it to you to gaze first.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
So I actually dressed like this for you today. Now you showed it. Your camera late. I actually dressed like this for you today. I'm on a double-breasted journey right now, so I'll have, I don't even know how many fucking suits, bro. So I'm up to double-breast suit number 4 in the last couple of months. And so I only have this dark blue, which I actually made because I was invited by the Consulate General of the United States to Hong Kong for his July 4th celebration, which actually occurred on June 29th. It's very nice of him to invite me for the second year running. And I'm wearing a white shirt because I'm going to present a white shirt for you today. So we both have some perspective, okay? So the blue suit is everything that you want it to be, I believe, because you're far advanced in your career that you do not need to be wearing a blue as dark as mine. And mine is definitely not a solid blue suit, right? Mine is more of a cocktail suit than a business suit, which is what I wanted to experiment with. So yours is a livelier blue. It's not some powder blue or some candy blue or some crazy blue or some Dumb and Dumber blue. It is still very much a blue suit that you can wear to court, right? It's very much a blue suit that you can wear to any meeting. And while we were talking, I was very conscious in my mind of you practicing in California, but also in Dubai and Hong Kong, just because those two cities are so fresh in my mind. And I was just imagining in different locations, okay?
I understand completely what you're saying and understand some of the stylistic differences.
Yeah, so no issues whatsoever. You know what I mean? You're going to blend right in and you could even go lighter in color with your role being as senior as it is. What we've used is, Marzoni buttons, which I consider the best buttons on the planet, indestructible. They're double stamped in Marzoni. I think I'm wearing the exact same buttons as you today. Yes. Okay.
Amazing.
And then you have my ... hand needle and thread pick stitching everywhere. So it's on both sides of the narrow peak lapel, around the collar, down the front sides of the jacket and the pocket flaps. The lapel is perfect for you. We talked a lot about this. I had much more of a Harvey Specter vision for you. However, you're a smaller guy, right? So whilst I had this Harvey Specter vision for you, you're a much smaller guy. And so I couldn't burden you with a wider lapel. And I couldn't burden you with a higher lapel because that would just make you look smaller, all right? But I think this width of lapel on the narrow side and the height of the lapel is just going to be perfect. The placement of the buttons is just spot on for your body. And I'm going to increase your height in V-taper visually. I guarantee you that, and you'll see it. And if I'm wrong, we'll make you a new jacket. This is a functional buttonhole. You can wear pin, badge, flower, corsage. Of course, I wear pins in my jacket.
I noticed that, yes.
And you have a flower loop behind to catch the stem of a fresh flower, okay?
Oh, that's great.
This is a functional breast pocket where you can put anything you want in there. You can put your glasses in there. I put business cards in mine breast pocket. You can put nothing at all in there, handkerchief in there, scarf in there, pocket square in there, or you can utilize our built-in pocket square. Okay, on demand. The lining is super soft.
Beautiful.
As we come down the jacket, slightly slanted pockets. We haven't gone British style hacking pockets, which are very aggressive, right? And if you look at my single-breasted suits, the ones that are not striped or checked, my pockets are much more aggressive. And for a lot of guys, I will make very aggressively slanted pockets and stuff. And I did not want that for you. I did not want that for you. Not 7 years after the fact, you know what I'm saying? If we were working, 7 months after the fact, I would have been a bit more pushy, but not 7 years after the fact. So slightly slanted pockets to show that they're bespoke. Slightly undersized pockets because that's perfect for you. You're a slightly undersized guy, right? You know what I mean? We cannot have the attributes be heavy on you, which will just make you look smaller, right? So we need to have the attributes very, very silky and just suit you perfectly so that, we build you up. So I'm very, very conscious of that. Of course, the pockets are pick stitched. They're fully lined flaps, fully lined pockets, and you have a secret pocket here as well, where you can just drop anything you want into. Okay, so you've got a dual pocket here on the inside. Overlapping buttons on a fully functional cuff. Overlapping buttons on a fully functional cuff, where every button is functional. Okay, and even the little buttons are double stamped in Marzoni. Okay, now when you wear the jacket as a suit jacket with its matching trouser, you will wear one button open. This is another reason why I want to do this call, Mike, because I wanted to, I'm not there in person to talk about all this stuff, right? You're a very educated guy. You probably know all these things, but it doesn't harm anybody to have a 5-minute refresher, all right? Especially from me. So when you wear it as a suit jacket, you wear one button open. When you wear it as a blazer, and I'm going to come to that in a little while, you're going to wear it with two buttons open to signify it as a blazer, all right? And we're going to talk about that a bit. So we know you live in the San Francisco area, I'm correct? So I went with full lining because you have seasons there and biting cold. Should you settle in Dubai and Hong Kong, whilst you're in Dubai, living in Dubai for sure, whilst you're living in Hong Kong for sure, you will change to half lining without a doubt. Okay, I guarantee you that. The interior is gorgeous. The lining is super soft.
Really beautiful.
You put it to your face and you'll understand. You have your name spelled correctly. You have built-in underarm pads. Now these are built perfectly for your size, all right? If I take any other jacket, you will see they're cut for the individual size. You can see this guy's one is bigger than yours. So this guy's one is much longer than yours and his. So they're cut perfectly for you, these underarm pads. These underarm pads, they take the wear and tear. Because the most wear and tear on a jacket, right, is under the arms. It's when you are putting it on, boom, and when you are obviously moving around. All right, so I think that's very pertinent because we're using such exquisite interior, right? I wouldn't say it's fragile, but it's more fragile than polyester shit, right? So the underarm pads are built out of the same fabric to illustrate my artisan. The underarm pads are piped to secure them and further illustrate my artistry. The entire interior is piped in the lining itself to secure it. You have spare buttons for running repairs, one big, one small, but I can send you buttons anytime. You have these lockaway pockets, so tucked in for easy and out, or pulled out, secure boarding pass, cash, airline ticket, documents. You can even hide the button in case you're trying to pass something through TSA, okay? And you've got those same type of pockets on both sides. You've then got a utility pocket here. By day, it's a presentation pocket, so pen, comb, laser pointer. By night, it's a party pocket, vape, cigar. And then you have two lower pockets, okay? That fit a smartphone, that fit a power bank, that fits your partner's compact, no issues whatsoever, okay? Or you can put business cards in there, your wallet, whatever you want. As I flip the jacket around, you will see pick stitching on the back of the collar, all right? And then a single center pop vent at the back of the jacket. And of course, a lovely flannel underneath the collar.
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
to try and contort my way into your jacket just to give you some perspective. Let's see if I can manage this. Should be okay. What I want you to see now, where you can't see on the hanger, is the height of the gorge. It's not super high, but it's high enough to give you height, but not too high to push you down. And what I want you to see is the waisting, okay? How significantly waisted it is. I want you to see the strong shoulder head, all right? Very European, much more European than what we made you 7.5 years ago. So very Harvey Specter-ish, okay? Very strong with that roping. So it's not a high rope like Daniel Craig would wear, but it is still quite a strong rope there to give you nice strong shoulders, which again, a guy your size, I think that's pertinent. Now, when I was talking about the buttons earlier, you can see that I'm taller than you, right? So imagine the buttons being on you. They'd be about here, just in the perfect spot, just in the perfect spot. And once you get the jacket on, if you look in the mirror, then you can really notice the slant. So your audience will notice the slant. So any questions about the jacket?
No, I just want to say I think it's stunning work that you've done. I'm not at all surprised, and I'm just impressed by the care and thoughtfulness that you brought to it. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to get it.
Look at the 4D fit dip into the back, right? You can see that.
Yeah.
So I'm very pleased with the jacket. That's why I was champing at the bit to come on this call with you and stuff and to present it to you, because it truly is exquisite. So we move on to the trousers. And of course, matching trousers to complete the suit. And the trouser has a matching Marzoni button everywhere. Okay, double stamped in Marzoni. Pocket guard for wear and tear. Belt loops as per your request. Heel guard for wear and tear. Right, lots of wear and tear getting in and getting out of the trousers.
Yeah.
Crotch guard, because you, my friend, are hung to your knees. Okay. And then you have shirt stays. I think my grandfather invented these before I was born. The shirt, as long as you tuck your shirt in properly, it will be locked in pristinely. Okay, you will never look like a slob. Just tuck your shirt in properly, you'll be locked in pristinely. We have a secret pocket here on the inside, and we have a secret pocket here on the outside. So for me, I use this little secret pocket here for keys. They just drop in there perfectly. Okay.
Perfect.
Any questions for me?
No, I do not have questions. I think this is a very full explanation and a very good one.
I'll explain a little bit more in a second, but first I want to move on to the shirt. The shirt is just lovely. Okay. It is the highest quality of cotton, and you have this beautiful weave here in the cotton. So up close,
I like the texture.
it looks great, but from a short distance, it's a plain white shirt. Real mother of pearl buttons. What's different about it from a number of years ago is the placket is much more thinner. So we have it made it more contemporary for you. The collar is the same collar that you love, okay? And inside the collar, you have an accented color fabric, and underneath the cuffs, you have the same accented color fabric. And I've done your monogram there, MN, in white.
Lovely.
So it's very discreet, but still very personalized, okay? Now, your shirts, you can button them tight or regular, okay? And when you button inwards like this. Okay? You can also cuff your shirts, like how I do. So I can button my shirts. You can see now the buttons are hidden behind me. Nobody sees them, right? You can also cuff your shirts. When you cuff your shirts outwards. Like that. Okay? Now, when you are wearing the shirt recreationally, so say with jeans or dress pants tucked in or tucked out, and it's a warmer climate without a jacket, you can also turn the shirt cuff backwards, wear it short, and button backwards. okay, and show off the accented color. So that just gives you another look, and it will be picked up. Your audience will pick up the accent color underneath the collar when you're not wearing a tie. Okay? So there's another look for you. If you choose to experiment, you can. You can also where did the second one go? There it is. You can also accessorize in the shorter look by cuffing backwards. Very simple, very easy, and boom, you're done. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Last thing is that, and you obviously don't need this advice, I give it to much younger men. The value you elicit from your wardrobe is through utility, okay? You know, like airline miles. You can have 1 million airline miles. They mean nothing to you until you cash them in, right? The only value airline miles have is once you cash them in for something, okay? The only thing that you should save in life is money, right? But clothing you don't save for a special occasion, okay? Because if you save clothing in your wardrobe, you're not eliciting value out of it, you're not eliciting usage out of it. So it just becomes a very expensive garment. Wear your suits as often as you can, and don't be shy about breaking up the parts. So I mentioned earlier that when you wear it as a suit jacket, you wear one button open. When you wear it as a blazer, you wear two button open. The jacket is beautiful. The jacket is so beautiful that it should be worn. So you can wear the jacket with jeans or any other trousers. And when we spoke in Hong Kong together, I told you that this blue jacket, you will have no qualms about it wearing it with this light colored trouser, the gray trouser, or the green trouser. And when I speak to you again in a week or two and I present the other clothing, if you choose to have another presentation, I will touch on that again. But basically the jacket can be worn as a blazer with any color trouser or jeans. The trouser can be worn on its own with other jackets. The outfit, so the whole outfit, the jacket on its own, the trouser on its own can be worn with a nice dress shirt, can be worn with a nice polo, can be worn with a nice turtleneck, can be worn with a nice t-shirt, okay? So I'm done. Do you have any questions?
No questions. That's very helpful. I will say I hadn't conceived of wearing, mixing and matching among the suit, the jacket, and the pants. So thank you for that advice as well.
And you may never,
that's something
right?
I would have thought of.
You may never. I mean, you're well equipped, right? We're both about the same age and stuff. So you're well equipped anyways, right? So it may not apply to you, that situation. I still wanted to give you the advice. I still wanted you to know that it's an option, but that's advice that's much more applicable to young people, and it's much more applicable to people who don't wear suits on a daily basis, and I really want them to elicit value from their new items. Now, you have sent me your address. That address is fine for me to send immediately, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's
So
the
we shall
perfect address. I want to make sure that I receive it.
Okay. And have you sent me your email?
I am happy to send you your email. I'll do it as soon as we are finished.
When we hang up the call, text me your email as well in this text box, the Sam Saylor text box, okay?
I will. Perfect.
Bro, everything went great. Thank you for
wonderful.
spending this time with me. I appreciate it. It ran.
Thank you.
It ran 30 minutes. I didn't think it would take that long.
Mutual. I very much appreciate it.
God bless you, friend. I'll talk to you soon. Take
You
care.
as well. Take
Goodbye.
good care.
Will
Bye-bye.
do. Bye. Okay, I think the call was great. सिर्फ ये खोलो हाँ फिर पैक करो और मेल करो DHL में भेजो. Okay? Wonderful. Come. I really like successful people. I really like intelligent people. In general, I like people, and I also dislike people. Thank you, everybody. So now I shall take your questions. And even with today's small audience, if just half of you all ask me a question, you can take this outside. If just half of you all ask me a question, we would have a great conversation. So Danielle, thank you for joining me on both streams. And I'm going to scroll up to the top of TikTok. Just answer the questions there because I think they're the most valid. This is a good idea of what people are thinking. And you can still continue to like and share the live. How are you, Danielle? Splat Meat, yes, I've been on the Your Mom's House podcast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Started a Christmas special of theirs. I am busy gift wrapping people, not too busy gift wrapping people. Joshua Martel. Jace, the only way that you would be able to see my 2 planets is if you were to purchase a suit from me. Otherwise, I'm not showing them to you. Good morning, Lisa. Appreciate you. I don't think I'm Slippery Sammy. I think I'm very tangible and easy to get a hold of. Extremely transparent. Beeswax. I absolutely love my fucking hair. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, I cannot not love my hair. You can only see my planets if you purchase a suit from me. Men's Fashion Miami, I'm only bespoke, no MTM. Yeah, I think the lining is beautiful. Really, really nice blue suit. Hello, Jay Ori. Thank you, Julia. I'm extremely particular. Daily manicure? No. Did you notice my nails? Yeah, what a wonderful client, and it was a brilliant presentation, Danielle, for sure. Thank you. Yeah, the client was super sincere. The blue is gorgeous. I'm glad you're doing well, Danielle. Anthony, I'm glad you enjoyed the presentation. So this client, as I mentioned, is from San Francisco. I think I mentioned that twice. So obviously, I ship to the United States. If I'm shipping this to him, Captain Cook, and he's in San Francisco is in the United States. San Francisco, Captain Cook, is also in California. So yes, I do ship to California. Why am I so handsome? Oh my goodness. Monkey, if only you were gorgeous over 18-year-old woman. Why am I so handsome? Because I work hard at it. It's really important for me to be handsome. I've talked about this so many times, right? If you are a man and it is not on your agenda to be handsome, then, I mean, you are just not a man, right? And I say that, confidently. I think it's important for all of us to work very hard, men and women, on the way we look, because that kind of shit is important. That kind of shit is humanity. I got out of bed at 4 a.m. Anthony, I woke up at 3 first, and tried to go back to sleep, and luckily I didn't. Got out of bed at 4, which was great. But yeah, I think you owe it to yourself, and you owe it to your parents who want beautiful children. You owe it to your partner if you have one, and if you're not working hard at looking good, then you're disrespecting your partner, your parents, and yourself. And I genuinely believe that and stuff. And being handsome to me is very, 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 very important. Okay. It is a very quiet day today, but we had such a brilliant call. I'm going to say bye first to Instagram because you have no comments at all for me. So goodbye and thank you.